Hello TL Travelers and welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome to the family. Right now we are in the process of recapping 6 months in South America. In our last video, I told you guys a bit of a travel fail story time from our Uyuni Salt Flats tour. And today we are heading into the Bolivian Amazon, which I will go on record right away as saying that regardless of everything that we went through on this tour, it's still by far one of my absolute favorite parts of our South America journey. Can't wait to share it with you guys. So if you love travel content, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely subscribe below. We post new travel content every Thursday and Sunday. We have so many adventures to share with you, so many travels coming up. Yeah, you're not gonna wanna miss it, but yeah, let's just jump into it. So from Uyuni, we actually took a bus to La Paz. I'm gonna tell you right now, this bus is known for being a bumpy and awful ride. And like Derek and I can both attest to that. Certainly of all of the bus rides, long bus rides that we took in the 6 months that we were in South America, this one was the worst. So it saved us a lot of money and it definitely like fit our time schedule a lot better for getting to the Amazon. But like, just to be clear, it's not an enjoyable ride. But yeah, so we took a bus to La Paz, and then from La Paz we caught a small flight into, I'm gonna pronounce this wrong, so I'll put it down below, Rurimbach, which is where we essentially started our Bolivian Amazon tour. That's where we met our actual tour guide and got things started. So step one of our tour, once we actually arrived at the airport in the Amazon, and when I say airport, I mean something a little more like this. Could definitely use a little bit of TLC, but we arrived at the airport and we met our tour guide, and then there was a long journey into where we would actually be staying in the Amazon. So once you fly in, it's not just like, oh, I'm there. There is like another journey to be taken. And because we were there, so we had gone in the wet season, or like the shoulder wet season, because we specifically wanted to see the river dolphins. So what we had not necessarily taken into account was how bad the road conditions would be because it was that season.
Before we even get into the actual rainforest, just driving there,
So driving in was definitely an adventure all its own. Honestly, it ended up taking so many more hours than expected. It was an adventure all its own. Through flooded roads though, and towing other vehicles and having other vehicles tow us. We did eventually make it to our accommodations where we would spend 3 nights in the Amazon. We chose a tour where all of our meals and just everything was covered. That makes it super easy. And I will leave the tour company that we used in the description down below so that you guys can check it out if that's where you're heading. But we would highly recommend the tour company that we went with. Again, through like any issues that we encountered, they were so helpful and knowledgeable and just really respectful, and they were great. Now, there were a lot of highlights from our Amazon jungle tour. Definitely even just like getting out in the boat and seeing the there's so many different types of birds, and we would go like crocodile hunting and all these different things. Sorry, by hunting, I do not mean like hunting and killing. I just mean like hunting with our eyes. That very clear. But our absolute favorite thing that I want to talk to you guys about for a couple of reasons was swimming with the pink river dolphins. And there's 2 reasons why I want to tell you about this. The first is because we did enjoy it so much, but the second is because there is some controversy now surrounding that tourist option, and I do want to sort of talk through that with you guys, let you know how we did it, and then let you know sort of what the culture is around that now. So this was something that we did back in 2014, and we also only did this one time. So I'm going to speak to the experience that we had, and then I'm going to speak to some of the controversies around it. And I invite you guys to leave any opinions or resources or information in the comments down below, because I think it's an important conversation that needs to be had, and I want to make sure that if you're planning on going, that you're as researched and knowledgeable as you possibly can be. So for us to swim with the river dolphins, there was a place in the river that our tour guides knew that they were often. We were not guaranteed to see them, but it was a spot that they knew that the dolphins would often be at a certain point of day. So we went out there. There was 3 of us. So there was our tour guide and the 2 of us. We went out in our boat, and we were the only boat there. There was no platform or anything for you to like sit on or jump in the water. So basically what we did was we just like hung out in the boat for quite a while, not gonna lie. And our tour guide sort of like splashed his hand around on the surface of the water to see if there was anything down there. And after, I wanna say like at least an hour, the first river dolphin showed up. And so the dolphin came and it played around the boat, and then a second dolphin came and it played around the boat. And then as they were sort of swimming and frolicking, our tour guide let us know that if we wanted to put on a life preserver and get into the water, we could do that slowly, and that, you know, we would float there, don't kick your feet, nothing like that, and that if we were nervous about them touching us or bumping us, that we should just stay in the boat. So we decided to get into the water because this was something that had been on my bucket list for so long. It was amazing. We floated there for a while. There was just kind of nothing, and then all of a sudden, there they were, sort of like a little bump, a little nudge. And then they would come, and they were so friendly, and they would swim right up to you.
Hans.
Yeah.
So we did touch them, but it really was like an experience where we were out there in the wilderness, just like coexisting with these beautiful creatures, similar to the way that we were when we were in the Galapagos, and we were snorkeling, and then the sea lions just sort of like popped in out of nowhere. It was a little bit like that. Now, obviously the difference between 2014 and now, you know, some years have passed. And when I was doing some research for this video, just to see if that was something that was still happening or if there was any changes in the way that tours were run in the Amazon, I did come across a lot of information about how you should not be swimming with the river dolphins in the Amazon for the following reasons. The first being that tour companies are guaranteeing that you see these dolphins, and by guaranteeing that means that they are either keeping them in a certain location or attracting them with like food and other things that just like are not native to their environment. The second had to do with crowds and, you know, a large number of people jumping into their habitat and kicking around and all of these things just like not being healthy and not being, you know, I guess normal for them to deal with on a day-to-day basis, and that gets stressful and all those things, which I can 100% understand. I read a little bit about how these docks and other structures are being built in the Amazon for people to, you know, wait in line on, and then they bring the dolphins up, and it feels a little bit more like a marine park experience. So I want to make it very, very clear that I am not at all on board for that. And if that's what my experience had been like in 2014, I also would not have been on board for that. I'm not sure if there are still like ethical and non-ethical experiences available that you could choose one or the other. That much I don't know. So if you know, I would love for you to leave it in the comments, you know, really help me out. But I did still want to share that memory with you guys because it was something that I look back on fondly. And for me, it didn't feel at the time like it was being done in an unethical way. It was very, very respectful for our specific tour. So I do feel comfortable sharing that with you. But that's gonna be it for me for today. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like, hit that subscribe button down below, because we do have so many more adventures to share with you. In our next video, we are going to be heading into Peru, I believe, for some Machu Picchu action. Cannot freaking wait for that one either. I will say, like, the last few stops on this trip, all of them are like big destinations, so you're definitely going to want to hang around. And until I see you guys in Peru, stay great, stay safe, and I'll see you then. Bye guys.